Hello, hello. Let me ask you something. Do you procrastinate? I'm sure you do. But there's no problem. All of us procrastinate to a certain extent. And I used to think that we procrastinate more when maybe we are starting up. But I met some entrepreneurs with a bigger structure, investors, but who also procrastinate. So this is not really something we do maybe, I don't know, when we are students or maybe when we are at the beginning of our ventures. That's what we do. Okay? So, but the thing is, and I do procrastinate as well, but the thing is, I always think, okay, what is going on here? I never leave procrastination as it is. Like, oh yeah, I'm procrastinating. It is what it is. No, I look for the reasons and I eliminate it. Okay? So today I'm going to give you the 10 most, and maybe the 10 biggest reasons why we entrepreneurs procrastinate. First reason, because we are wired to react. We are animals, living in society, and our brain, our basic programming says that we should just react to what's going on. This whole thing, planning and, visualizing the future and creating it now, this is pretty new. Our brain is wired to react. So I guess we are changing it now with all maybe, we love stuff. Maybe you love the problem, let's say you're solving. So of course you want to do it. You want to give your best. So I guess as humans, we are improving that. We are improving the way we act. We're not only reacting to what's happening. Well, there's still a lot to do, but essentially that's the first reason why. Number 2, because you don't have a structure. So most people come from, employment where they know what to do. Sometimes they don't know exactly why they need to do that, but they know what to do and they know they can deliver. Easy. But when we are entrepreneurs, we lack a bit of this structure. We don't have anyone telling us what to do, even if, they don't tell us why. And when we become entrepreneurs, we need to decide everything and also why we need to do the things that we need to do. And that, of course, can create a problem because we don't have the structure holding us accountable. So this is reason number 2. Reason number 3 is revenge for the structure that you have in place. It's a little bit like some people have been searching this term a lot, called bedtime revenge. Is when you refuse to go to bed because you have no control over your schedule, or maybe you have no control over almost like your life. So you this is the only time I can decide on something. So I'm not gonna go to bed. So revenge is more like, I can't decide much. Maybe you now have employees, maybe you have investors on board, or who knows who you have on board, and you lost a bit of that, flexibility, and you lost a bit of the control over 100% of your agenda or schedules for the day, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna revenge of all this structure I have, and I'm not gonna act. Reason number 4 is when we are overwhelmed. So imagine our prehistorical brain I just want to eat, sleep, have fun and that's it, and repeat. And you decide to have a business and you have to do everything, create product, marketing, and all types of marketing exist in this world, and all the types of business models and all the stuff. It is overwhelming. It really, really is overwhelming. And our brain looks at it and like, oh, I'm panic. I panic. So I feel overwhelmed by all the stuff I have to do. So I'll just disconnect you from all this because it's a danger. Okay. So we're coming from the point here that our brain sees all the stuff as danger. So it would just move you away from the activity that you need to do. Reason number 5 is a big one. Low self-esteem. It's almost like self-sabotage. There's self-sabotage, really. So you feel like you don't deserve something, and then you act in a way of not getting the something. This is all working on your subconscious mind. It's not something you actively decide to do, but is that if you have a low self-esteem, you may be procrastinating for that reason. Reason number 6 is to save you from doing something stupid, or it can also be you can be procrastinating because you're going against a core value. And I noticed that with myself a while ago when I started this project, started this business. I wanted to buy some followers just for some social proof, and I kept procrastinating that. And then I was like, why am I procrastinating it? And the answer was, this goes against your values, like your core value, which is honesty. I like people being honest with me, and doing the opposite of what I like to do with people was not nice. So I kept procrastinating. So it went both ways. It saved me from doing something stupid because you can't buy social proof, and which is not true, because in the end you're not going to sell anything. So what is the point of having those numbers if you're not going to, help anyone or, help yourself? So there's no point. And on the other hand, also prevented me from doing something stupid, because when you buy followers, you're messing up with the algorithm, which can prevent you from growing faster in the future, right? So you exchanging this long term for something in the present. That's very, very, caveman thing. But anyway, in this case, my procrastination was actually good, and it was saving me from doing something stupid and going against a core value of mine. Reason number 7 is because maybe you don't have energy. Maybe you're not eating properly. You're too busy creating a business and you're not eating properly, or you're not exercising, you're not finding the time to exercise, or you're not sleeping well. So of course you don't have energy. So energy is creating along other things from this physiological part, from when we eat well, exercise, sleep well, we are creating energy. So if you're not doing that, of course you don't have the energy to do the things that you need to do. And the reason number 7 goes along with the reason number 8, because sometimes when we have a foggy motivation, a motivation that's not really clear, we tend to procrastinate because you have energy, but you have nowhere to put. So or you don't have a structure, or you're even feeling overwhelmed. So, of course you're going to procrastinate. So if we want to change, all this being reactive, we need to have a really, really strong motivator, that vision that holds us accountable, that vision that holds us accountable for what we want to achieve, And the clearer, the more difficult it is for us to procrastinate. And now reason number 9, anxiety procrastination. The first reason that I see the most related to this anxiety procrastination is when we have way too much uncertainty. So most, like not most, all of us humans, we need certainty. Like this is the core. We need to know that we're safe, that we have everything that we need, but we also need uncertainty. And entrepreneurs are the ones that need it the most. Like we need a big dose of uncertainty. But of course it needs to be, balanced for us. And the balance of, uncertainty is going to be different for every person, every entrepreneur. So this type of anxiety, procrastination, comes from when you have too much uncertainty. And then you're like, you don't know, it's almost like a foggy motivation, you don't know where you're walking to, you have no idea what the next steps are, so you procrastinate. Of course, it's much safer, to not do anything than to do something so uncertain. And another one, still inside of anxiety, procrastination, is that I notice with so many of us is all in or nothing. So you imagine you have to do maybe, I don't know, you have to finish a page for your website, or you have to finish coding or whatever you need to do for your business. And you decide that you need to do that all in one day. And you procrastinate because you feel overwhelmed. So this is, an attitude of either I do all in one day or I do nothing. And that's so common. I've seen it so many times. And I used to do that. It was a little not very strong for me, but I had that as well. Last one is, I think most people don't talk much about this type of procrastination, is the trauma procrastination. A lot of times we think that trauma is something huge, but it's just like a hit, Sometimes we have big hits that cause some sort of crack, or sometimes we have just a hit that scratch a bit, or sometimes we have many punches that scratch many bits, something like this. This can be a trauma. So just an example, I used to procrastinate a lot recording videos. It was almost like my body was refusing to record videos. And then I was like, what is going on? So what happened was, in my first business, I forced myself to record videos. I didn't feel comfortable with that. I didn't like it. But I put in my head that I had to do it. And that caused a bit of trauma, that would make me avoid that very thing that I wanted to do, which was record videos for this business. And I also met a guy a while ago who's a software engineer, and there was a time in his life that he worked so hard. It was like 20 hours per day for 7 days or something like this. And just now he's feeling the procrastination coming from this trauma. Crazy, like. And the whole journey here is really to let go of this and to reset, almost like our nervous system. So all of these reasons I told you why we procrastinate, they are gonna maybe be solved in a different way. But the most efficient one is by you wanting to. And if you want to do something, you should be able to achieve it. But of course, if it's hard, if it's like, I want to, but my mind keeps, slipping away and I can't really do it, then you need some help. Maybe you need to dig a little bit deeper into the reasons why you're doing it and release. Okay, so if you think procrastination is on the way of your growth, go to the description of the video and book a session to see that, to release that. It's important to not, that's what I believe, that we should be compassionate to ourselves. And the more we push ourselves into doing stuff that we don't want, the more we create this friction, or the more we create this sort of trauma, you know, and then we have more things just to figure out. So go to the description of the video and book your session. So thanks so much for watching, and if you think that everything they shared was good for you, help me to reach more people like you by leaving a like, commenting, or sending to your friends. Okay, see you soon.